Hi everyone, welcome. This is Nicole Elissa. I am an intuitive love coach and I help women attract their ideal partner and own their feminine confidence. I'm happy to be here. Today I've been feeling a little bit low energy and for some reason whenever I'm feeling a little bit low energy I like to come in live. It helps me kind of channel the energy differently. So today we're going to talk about how to increase feminine confidence and attract love. And I want to talk to you about certain of the aspects that I've seen, not only as an intuitive love coach, as a love coach, that really get in the way of women owning their confidence, but also attracting love and what you can do about it. Okay. So with that being said, I encourage you to come in, join me here, and also subscribe to the channel if you're interested to watch more videos like this. I always appreciate your comments, your likes, the subscriptions, everything. I like to receive that feedback from you to really know what's good and what's working for you. So I just saw a comment. Give me 1 second. I saw one, but I cannot see it anymore. So if you can repeat it, that would be great because it's not showing it to me. But anyways, I'm happy to be here. So we're going to talk about feminine confidence. I'm going to start with this. Feminine confidence, when we're talking at a metaphysical level and an energetic level, it has different nuances than masculine confidence. So I'm also an engineer, so I like to explain things in a specific kind of way. This is not going to be your regular video on dating and attraction, so make sure you watch this video until the very end. It's going to really open you up. Feminine confidence, in my opinion, especially if you're going to be a love attractor, your energy needs to be open to attract love, right? You need to believe in yourself. Now, the number one thing that gets in the way that I see that happens for a lot of women is that we've been taught to put our hope on the external, on the possibilities of others and what we are seeing others manifest in the external. And then from there, we tend to determine what we can have. This can happen in many different areas of your life, but it can also happen in your love life. Specifically, it can happen, let me put it to you this way, like in your love life. I notice this a lot of the times, like it's so interesting how when it comes to business, finances, we can be so granted in the sense of like, I just have to work for something. But then when it comes to love, we believe that it's up to the stars to determine if you can have love or not. Let me try to read this comment here. I joined a man's panel full of husbands and I was shocked. Oh my God, I want to be able to read it. It says all messages are visible, but for some reason it hasn't really been allowing me to read this. So it's like I can read it as soon as it pops up. Even when I was applying this today, it was a little bit different than normal, but I really want to read the comments. So let me see what I can do here. Give me 1 second. I have to read the comments, period. Okay, see? Manifestation, now it shows not showing up. I joined a man's panel full of husbands and I was shocked that they said that they chose a wife because of her confidence and not how pretty she was. I was blown away. Yes, exactly. So this is the thing. This is our realm, ladies. It's not about beauty, even though for me, it is beauty. It's like we are the masters of our own energy. But what happens is that as women, we've been taught that a man determines our beauty, that how people perceive us determines our beauty or a level of attractiveness. And I feel like this sort of cascades into other areas when it comes to love. And I'm not sure if you notice this, but I hear like I need to kind of like burst the bubble for some reason for some people, where it's like I see a lot of women. I've spoken with hundreds, if not thousands of women all over the last, 7 years or more. I've been doing this for, I think, 10 years now. And the thing here is that as women, we are constantly in a state of, is it going to work for me? Is it going to work for me? I do not have any power or control over this when it comes to love. And that is not true. That is really not true. You are power. Number one, you are power. You are a magnet of attraction. That's who you are in your feminine essence. But you are the one that determines that, not a man. A man is simply observing you. You are the one that's radiating the light, and you're the one that needs to either turn the lights on, put the switch on, or turn it off. When you are giving your power or your light away to people saying like, do you deem me as attractive? But not only men, I noticed that a lot of women do this with just the external. Okay, I'm gonna amplify this, meaning I see that my girlfriend hasn't found love. I see that my friends are struggling with men. I see that there's so many emotionally unavailable, but therefore I do not have chances, or it might be a little bit difficult for me. When you start saying those sorts of things, you are giving your power away, your feminine power of attraction, and what I like to call your feminine power, your feminine power of attraction, which is my system, and it's being trademarked. So this is really key because you're on a constant state of determining whether you can have love based on your age, based on your quote unquote opportunities, based on what statistics say about your beauty, your chances. You're giving your power away. Who you are in essence is the thing that is most pure to you. Nobody can take that away. Nobody can make that not good enough or not worthy. Only accept you by allowing other people's insecurities trickle in inside of your own energy and make you doubt yourself. Now, why does this happen? Why do I feel like this happens way more for women than for men? Here's the kicker. Well, in my experience, feminine energy, if you're really feminine to your core, I always say either you're feminine or you're masculine or you're balanced. It's who you are. This is a lesson in acceptance. But if you are feminine, your nature is open. You are absorbing things all of the time. All of the time. Men, masculine energy is more like a penetrative energy, piercing energy. So I notice that a lot of men can walk, right, and they can say something, but their energy is piercing. They're not as open, as vulnerable in an energetic state as a woman. When you do not know how to hold your own energy, you're just absorbing. So what happens with this? It's like you're looking for validation without knowing that you're a goddess, without knowing that you're sovereign, without knowing that you have a power. And you can go into different mechanisms about different ways. You can go into this in different ways, and that can really sometimes affect what you attract. So it is about knowing that nothing can take away your possibilities, okay? Nobody can take away your possibilities. We are absorbing all of the time and we don't know how to put a stop to it because we're constantly bombarded with ideas, unconscious ideas, lies that we are not good enough, that we have to compete for a man's attention, that we have to be better, that we have to be perfectionistic or like be perfect. And we're losing awareness of our true essence and who we are. But why is this really important? It's not just about attractiveness, but also about you owning your power of attraction and having confidence. When men say that they're interested in a woman's confidence, that is our realm, that is your energy. So you have to start exuding that confidence, but also in order to attract love, you have to be open for love. So a lot of women mistake confidence with actually being more, I hear, penetrating energy, like more penetrative, more piercing energy. I have to be this, I hear, badass chick. I have to be this boss babe, this boss bitch. Is what I'm getting. So I'm just telling you what I'm getting intuitively. And I have to be, and I have to be, and I have to be, putting stress, pressure in their systems. Therefore, actually closing up their energy towards love, closing up their energy towards intimacy. And so in order for you to be confident, feminine confidence is actually open. It's a confident energy. You have to trust yourself in opening up in what you are attracting rather than doubting yourself because you feel out here that a man has the power, that somebody can just decide to leave you, that your attractiveness is going to fade. All of these different energies, you have to really build that confidence from within. I notice this a lot when you are used to operating. And then the other element that I want to mention about feminine energy is that feminine energy is also an energy of community. It's an energy of trust. It's an energy of intimacy. It's an energy of relationships. You cannot escape it. Okay, so no matter how much you're telling me that you're an independent woman, if you are not trusting people to come into your life and to lift you up or to support you or to be there for you, that's a reflection of a lack of trust. Okay? That is a reflection of a lack of trust, not just in people, but in your feminine energy and in yourself. Full stop. Full stop. There is no reason. And when I want to explain to you this why, it's not I have empathy. All of my clients can vouch for me. I just need to speak to you plainly, okay? You can boast about how men are unreliable. You can boast about how you are not going to be supported all day long. Somewhere you're giving your power away to past experiences, not necessarily your own, but what you're seeing around you. Therefore, you have to stop connecting with what you're seeing and start building an inner reality that is cohesive, that is supportive, that supports giving and receiving. It supports, like, is it the law of circulation? There's a flow where it's safe for you to receive, it's safe for you to give, it's safe for you to have trustworthy people in your life. It's safe for you to have people that know their own value, that can see your value, and you need to keep your own, like, that ecosystem in your energy first. You need to have that ecosystem, that's what I'm getting, in your energy, in your embodiment, that you are going to be met. But when you are thinking into, people are not going to be there for me, it's not going to work for me, people are not going to see my beauty, they're not going to see my brilliance, therefore I have to be this independent woman, you're actually going into other people's ecosystems, other people's realities, what you're seeing around you, and allowing that into your field. Day in, day out, every single minute of the day, when you are plugged in into what you're seeing and you're saying, this is what I can have. You're not plugged into your own source. Let me know if this is resonating, if this is making sense. This is really important for you to get. You are depleting your energies. It's like, okay, I'm getting that it's this kid-like energies. You, in your kid essence, looking up to your dad or to your mom for opportunities, for possibilities. You're trying to see what is it that you can have. But there needs to be a moment in time where you need to unplug, because we all know that we can receive great things from our parents, but then they have many, like some certain, let me see what you're saying there. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Sometimes the light, I need to like push myself back. Because there's certain things here that you need to get. We learn the basics from our fathers, but we have all learned that there's certain things that our parents do not know that are kind of toxic, right? And when you are plugging in, I hear, to your parents, to your friends, to your girlfriends, to media, to tell you how our relationship needs to be, how you, like, you're plugging, not that I want to clarify this is just like a live stream. You guys know that I just pick up on information, so don't expect any sort of like perfection and like welcome to my channel kind of thing, because no, no, that's too much for me. But anyways, the thing here is, when you plug into your parents and you're plugging into people for guidance, not in a negative way, but it's almost like you're not connecting with your own brilliance. So here's what I have to say about this. You get what you need from your parents, but you also need to determine what is toxic to you, what is not good for you. The same thing, you need to apply it when you are dating in your reality. If you are seeing a bunch of negativity around you, then stop listening to it. If something makes you feel like you have to compete for men, stop listening to that. Oh my gosh, I'm getting this, but I'm going to say it. If you are listening, I love male coaches, don't get me wrong, but this is for somebody that's gonna listen. If you are listening to male coaches that make you feel like you have to compete for men, that I hear that you have to be in good behavior to have like a man's attraction. I don't know why I'm getting this, but they're like sort of like chastising you or telling you who you need to be. Stop listening to that. If it's making you feel bad, stop listening to that. Only listen to things that allow you to feel good about in your energy, that you can work with. I hear humility, be humble about even like your failings, whatever it is. But if you feel like this holier than thou attitude from somebody, stop listening to them. I don't know why I'm getting that. So you have to be very mindful. You have to be discerning of who you listen to, online, friends, etc. You can have empathy for what they're going through. Don't be like rude or negative about them and just calling your friends negative, or because that, that can hurt people. Don't do that. So people are living their own reality. The highest thing that you can do is honor them. You can even offer a suggestion if they're open for it, but you can believe in people. I recommend for you to believe in people, even if they're presenting negative things to you. It's not necessarily negativity. It's just that maybe they're going through a lot of things. And when you go off on people like you're being negative and that's it, you're not maybe fully supporting. You can offer your truth in a loving way, anything that can support them if they're available for it. But even if they're not, just believe in them, you know. But the thing is that you have to take care of your own ecosystem. So you wouldn't, it's like it would be shocking to you, to the amount of women that I've spoken with over the years that are either believing in their own capacity, in their own possibilities, versus the other ones that are just looking to the external to determine whether they can have something or not. So building feminine confidence is knowing that you are protected and you are provided for. This is a very interesting thing. As I was saying, feminine energy is not, I hear an energy of hustle, like of extreme independence. It just goes against the energy of feminine energy. Like it just goes against it. When we think about Mother Earth, it's a very nurturing energy. It's an ecosystem where everything is supporting each other in perfect, harmonious balance. It's not an energy of like, you need to grab something from somebody and then they need to take it back from you. Let me see what I'm seeing here. Before therapy, my ecosystem was out of sync. I thought I had boundaries. Turns out I had none, and my feminine energy was shot. Yes, exactly. Yes, I hear you. Thank you so much for sharing. So a lot of women, their energies are shot. Like you wouldn't, like I've worked with so many women over the years where they're tired and done. Like they've built their businesses, they're super successful, but they built it all with survival energy because nobody's teaching you feminine energy. They may be teaching you feminine energy from an angle of how to be seductive, but not a harmonious energy of love where you're giving and you're receiving consistently and you're open for love. So remember, you need to have your own ecosystem, okay? Where it's safe, right, and good for you to have love, for you to have trustworthy people in your life. And you create that from your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions around love in general, at a level of your soul, at the level of your spirit, at the level of your inner child, at the level of your mind, your heart, and your body. I'm mentioning this at different levels. Why is this? Because at the end of the day, feminine energy is about embodiment. And if your energy is split around go, 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 I need to prove that I'm worthy, and this piercing energy, if your energy is piercing, in a constant need to prove that you are worthy, what else am I getting? Like, and the energy is of, oh, I hear, if your energy is piercing from an energy of lack of trust in the masculine, in the male, then you're not fully in your feminine, right? Because the feminine believes in the masculine as well. I said it. I was struggling saying it because I was like, oh, child, like a lot of people might be like, what are you saying? But it's what I'm getting. The feminine believes in the masculine. Look, you're always going to meet people in your life that are either feminine, masculine, or balanced that are toxic. Full stop. Like, mic drop. Whatever you want to say about this, you will meet them all, right? But if you trust yourself, you will never fully shut down from the masculine either, because you're in an ecosystem and an energy of harmony, of love, of trust, of divine guidance and support. Like, you have to create your own ecosystem first. When you are embodying trust in your energy system, you can easily pick up if somebody's toxic to you. And if they're toxic to you, you're gonna let them go because you're not responsible for their energy, right? In your own ecosystem, you always get what you want. Your needs and your desires, they're always provided for. So that resilience and that trust in life, in the universe, and that openness to the masculine energy in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, in your spirit, in your body, as I was saying, your chakras, that openness reflects into you attracting what you want, okay? But what am I getting the word neglect? So I'm getting the word neglect. So why, okay, how do I bring this in? So basically, I'm getting the word neglect in a big way. So I'm getting that a lot of women neglect themselves emotionally and spiritually, and their inner self-trust and in their heart. Neglect is not a good energy for like I'm getting feminine energy does not bode well with neglect. Feminine energy is the complete opposite of the energy of neglect. Where are you not nourishing yourself, your needs, your wants, or your desires? Where are you getting crumbs? Where are you just comfortable. Oh my God, getting crumbs. I'm getting really uncomfortable with this because I see what I'm getting. I pick up intuitive messages from the angels of love, especially Archangel Chamuel. So I'm getting to say this message, even though it might upset you or trigger you or whatever it is, it's good. You know, truth is good. It helps you move forward, right? If it pisses you off and it helps you move forward, then by all means, I'm doing my job. So neglect. This energy of you just looking to the external to determine whether you can have love, whether you can have opportunities, comes from neglect. Maybe you felt neglected by your parents or by a loved one. Maybe you saw your parents neglect themselves at an energetic level and you picked that up. Maybe you didn't like it. And it's almost like you're giving your power away to people, to circumstances, to resources, to money, and you just give up on yourself. And then I'm getting, how do you want people to show up for you fully committed if you are giving up on yourself? If you're not looking for opportunities within your energy system. So why am I talking about opportunities in your energy system? This is really key and important, and it's important to have empathy and compassion for you and your soul. I'm going to give you an example. When my dad passed away several years ago, I immediately, yes, thank you so much for agreeing with me. So, and let me know, keep on the feedback, because I love connecting with you guys. So when my dad passed away several years ago, I actually felt that I lost opportunities in life. It was interesting. It was just a feeling. I remember when a friend was like, oh my God, I want to go to this college outside, like in another part of the world. And I just felt, I do not have those opportunities. But I have no idea why I was picking up on that energy. As an empath, I was probably picking up from somebody else, but there's something about my dad passing away, and I had a bunch of different other family members, which were older in age, pass away unexpectedly, like all in a year. So it was a lot. I guess it was like a blow to my system, specifically to my solar plexus, my seat of my personal power, self-esteem. I just felt like I didn't have the opportunities. I felt like I needed to take care of my mom. I needed to do this. I needed to do the other. So it might not be an example like mine, but I've realized. I was speaking with somebody a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about this energy of opportunities, and it came up, and I realized how that lack of awareness that you have opportunities can lead you to neglect yourself, okay? To believe that, or to control excessively, but it's not either, or it's not trust. So when you start connecting with an energy, I hear that where you're neglecting yourself, somewhere you're disconnected from your possibilities, and you need to work on your solar plexus and in your heart. But why is this important? Because, I've been in places in my life where I had like I didn't have the money to join a program or to do something to support myself. I didn't have it. And I immediately said, I cannot do that, right? And I said, well, wait a minute. Why is it? Because I couldn't see with my own physical eyes how I could have it. But that's an energy of you being super independent, or maybe expecting neglect from the universe, or expecting abandonment, and you over relying on yourself, that you only see what is right there on the physical eye in front of you. But that is a survival energy. I hear that's like a neglect. If you just open up a little bit, just try to open up. Or if you're gonna open up a lot, go for it, by all means. But the thing here is, I learned this from one of my coaches. People are not your source. God, the universe is, or Mother Earth, or whoever you wanna call it. So when I first heard that, I didn't understand. This is all about feminine confidence. I know that I'm not going on a tangent. For those of you that get me, you get me. So why is this important for feminine energy? Because honestly, a lot of women are in a state of flight or flight. I don't care if you're a millionaire. I don't care if you're a billionaire. If you are not fully believing in an infinite amount of possibilities for you, somewhere you're stripping away yourself from your power. I hear you're making something else or somebody else God, in the sense of like you feel like your opportunities depend on something outside of you. You need to start connecting to source, to the earth, to whatever it is, but understanding that there's going to be a cycle, that as you give, you're going to receive. This is about building your own internal ecosystem, that your desires, they're met. It's about trusting your vision. It's about trusting your vision and love. And when you start to really pick that up, rather than looking for external possibilities to determine whether you can have something, but more so engaging with your heart's desires. Even like I see like your womb, like what makes you come alive when it comes to love, when it comes to you shining bright as a woman. What makes you come alive with that? Well, own that vision, nourish that vision, bring it to life. Trust that life is going to give you the right people, opportunities, experiences that are really going to help you nourish that desire even further and grow, right? When you are in your own positive ecosystem, things are going to work for you. It's your realm of sovereignty. But if you are like, no, but that doesn't depend on me, like it's just the external, that's sometimes a reflection of a feeling of like neglect or abandonment that you had growing up. So you have to work on your first 4 chakras a lot. Abandonment normally is root chakra. But you have to work on your own ecosystem of trust. If you want to be in your feminine energy, you need to open up. So when you are, wait, what are you saying? Whew. Okay, you're preaching today. Own that vision and trust that vision. A word for today. Yes, I love that. Thank you so much for your continuous support. I really appreciate it. So yes, you have to trust your vision. You cannot let people come in and take away from your vision like that. You have to manifest. You have to keep your energy and your space sovereign of positivity. That does not mean that you never feel low or anything like that. I'm not preaching toxic positivity or anything of that sort. I am guiding you to work on your energy. Why is it that some women manifest love like this and others, no matter how much what they're preaching or saying, things are not working out and they somewhere feel really off, I hear, or icky on the inside. They feel kind of like disconnected on the inside. It's because of what, I've been saying. You're trying to build your feminine confidence from a piercing angle, from a lack of trust and unsupported, like you feel like you're unsupported. How about we soften that energy? How about we soften it, right? I used to be this very angry person growing up as a kid, as a teenager. I felt like I couldn't rely on people. And I honestly, I have no need for that energy. Like if I ever have to be like strong, like I'm strong, don't get me wrong, but like it's just, I cannot sacrifice my visions and my desires for being strong or hardened. Like if I'm becoming hardened, then I'm disconnecting from my heart and I'm not opening up and I'm losing like awareness or connection to my own feminine essence. Hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. My feminine essence is open. It is loving. It is assertive, right? It is powerful in essence. I do not need to be hardened, or I don't need to be like a man to get what I want. I don't need to. I believe and I know that all energies, feminine, masculine, or balanced, can get what they want I hear without cussing each other out, without feeling like you are taking something away from me. The existence of other people owning a different energy than yours does not take away from you attracting the type of partner that you want in your life. I'm gonna say that again. If you are seeing a super like balanced or like highly like independent woman wronging or shaming you for your femininity, that does not take away from the pool of men that are going to be the perfect man for you. Please believe me. That can only take away the sort of man that will really vibrate with that energy. So by all means, they get to be together happily in their own ecosystem while you get to thrive in yours. You do not need to fight with balanced women, right? Or balanced men that are not the right fit for you. Because there's an idea of lack where people feel like these women are robbing away or man away from us. Or no. If a woman can speak in such a way and a man will listen to that, then they're not the right fit for you. But you have a big ass ecosystem of men that are going to be the right fit for you. Believe me, because I get this energy of threat. Like you feel like it's a threat, like, oh my God, like because these women exist, then I cannot, have what I want. No. Don't believe in that. There's always a plenty amount of option of people that are the right fit for you. And I like this phrase that says, is it from Florence Scovel Shinn? Like, there is no sense of loss in the divine mind. So as women, when we operate from a sense of loss, an idea like, I'm never gonna get this, you are taking away from your own ecosystem. In your own ecosystem, everything is flowing, right? Everything is just going perfectly. So you have to trust that, and you have to build that inner trust. So as I was saying, some women, they're using this piercing energy from a lack of trust, from an energy of reservation. Don't touch me. Don't come close to me. I'm afraid of getting hurt. And they're not releasing their fears around getting hurt, maybe about not trusting themselves, or releasing their fears around intimacy. But here's the kicker, not just at a mental level, but from their hearts, from their chest, like from their bodies, from their meridians, from their subconscious, from their soul. That's why I had to personally, in my own journey, I had to bridge the mental with the emotional and the spiritual. I'm not going into religion. I'm just saying spiritual. I believe like we're spiritual beings in essence. I know we all have angels. I'm not about a religion. Like, even though I come from a Christian background, I honor and respect everything that is rooted in love, right? Love and opportunities for all. And I love, and I'm grateful. So why would I say this? Is because it's a sensitive topic, but I just want to say that I honor you, and I respect you, and I've worked with people from different religions, and it's all good, right? I'm all about the love. So what happens is that you need to release some of these stressors. Maybe you felt so abandoned growing up that it's just the energy is like stuck in your body, and you just need to feel safe to start to release it. But then you're looking to the external to determine that you're safe, and that is a survival energy of its own. You need to build that awareness of inner safety, like running through in your entire body and your system, so that you are the one that's deciding to open up. When your system is open, you are a powerful magnetic attractor. Your feminine essence is like through the roof, okay? And then nobody can like lie to you or deceive you, because you will pick up on things. And it's about really building that sense of inner safety from within. It's not about being perfect, about reaching that completely before you can attract love, but it's about, let's see, how do you release that energy? Awesome. I'll tell you in a minute, or in 30 seconds. So you need to release that energy because it's stress. I want you to understand this. It's simply stress. Your system is stressed for some way around not feeling met. You need to start creating practices, and I always talk about this, energy clearing practices that help you feel safe. There's modalities like EFT, there's modalities like pranic healing. EFT stands for emotional freedom technique, which is like acupuncture without the needles in your body, like releasing the heavy toxic emotions or unconscious emotions. And let's see, do you have an affirmation for that? For what exactly? Let me know. So, but here's the thing, I'm going to talk about affirmations. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. It depends on the woman. And all I'm saying is, do not neglect yourself. Give yourself the support that you need, because some people might just heal with a positive affirmation, right? And that's awesome. All the more to you. Other women might need to release these beliefs from different parts of their body. And this is the part where you need to show up for yourself. Nobody can show up for yourself. You need to release those emotional stressors. You need to maybe invest in yourself. You need to have support, like a coach, therapy, whatever it is. I saw a woman once that she had like 6 coaches and 6 different other things. And it's interesting because she was saying, I am worthy of this. And that is something that I had to pick up on as well in my energy, because I've realized feminine energy is about support. It's about community. It's about oneness. It's that ecosystem. So I am worthy of that support. Life, the universe is always going to help me with that. And the more I invest in myself, the more I receive. And that's something that I had to pick up on, because I was so used to not supporting myself, because I was brought up to think it was wrong because I was taking away from others, but that's not true. The more I support myself, the more I am in my feminine energy, the more I am teaching feminine energy, the more I am teaching trust, the more I'm teaching a positive ecosystem, the more I'm embodying a woman that knows that as she receives, she will be able to give, and she's not gonna be like, her energy is not gonna be shot. Like, things are just gonna flow. So it's right, safe, and good for you to invest in yourself. And I don't know why somebody asked like an affirmation, and I would say it's right, safe, and good for this, or for you to invest in yourself. Let me see, what else were you saying here? When I see, what would I read it? To be trusting. Depends, you know, you can just say, you know, I'm trusting. I am trusting. But the thing here is, depending on who, like, your past experiences and how you interpreted them, it would be good to do different types of modalities that really help you embody that. I remember that it took me a while. It took me a couple years, but then there are other techniques that can help me shorten that gap. It's about consistent effort, you know. I've been working on love, and not only as a coach, but on myself. Like, I continue to work on it because I want to embody that energy of safety more and more and more. And I promise you that I will not stop. You know, not like, I will not stop, because that is I feel like my heritage is what I'm getting as a feminine woman, to feel safe in my physical body, to feel safe in my power of attraction. So I want to talk about a little bit about not feeling safe and why this is really key. A lot of women, it's very interesting. This is how another example of how you tie your worth to what happens on the external. If you leave a relationship, you're like, oh my God, you feel like your sense of safety or your sense of worth is no longer there because you felt like the relationship gave you a sense of status or worth. That is falsehood, right? And that's one of the main things that what I teach with my clients is true confidence. I do remember what my angel said to me the first time that I received a message from them was, Nicole, do you know what's the difference between real confidence versus fake confidence? And I said, no. So when you have real confidence, you don't care what people think about you. When you have fake confidence, you do. And that is your prisoner. That ties you up. Because if you feel like a relationship, and it's not like I've never had this belief, but if you feel like a relationship is going to determine that you're worthy, or that you're married, that's going to determine because that's what other people say, then you're screwed with that, because it's not. That's why what I mainly teach to my clients is confidence to the soul, to the deepest part of their soul, so that they're always attracting, and you're not determining what happens in a relationship based on what the external world might think. You're once again going into other people's ecosystem where you don't know if their ecosystem is in shambles, full of shame and ridicule and humiliation, and you're like, oh my God, this means that. No. This is what I personally like to do. I like to always work on my belief systems. I look at my ecosystem to see if what I'm saying is supportive. Do I see like kind of flowers coming out of like the ground from it? Like, is it nourishing to my soul, to my spirit? Is it nourishing to me? Or is it full of condemnation and shame, which is where they've trapped us as women from like years, like centuries, thousands of years, making us feel like we're in competition, that we're below people. And I'm like, I refuse to shame myself. I commit to supporting myself. I commit to believing in myself, and I commit to being open. You have to be open. As soon as a thought of like that is shaming comes into your consciousness, you have to release it. So as I was answering before, you work on your energy. I work on my energy every day. It's like I'm bathing, right? Like, we know how we take a bath physically every day. Well, I do the same thing with my energy. I'm constantly working on my energy. Other than specific modalities like EFT or pranic healing, there's modalities where you're angels. You can do angel healing. I work with the angels as well with some of my clearings. It depends on what the person needs. There are others that really help you with your nervous system, helping you release certain specific systems. And I know that I post some EFT tap-in videos on my channel, but I do more in-depth work with my clients on the other side, because there are certain modalities that I cannot do. That I have certain like I have certain rules, so to speak, or ways in which I have to be present with them, not in a physical way, but I have to be present with them, whether it's through Zoom or something like that, to sense what the energy is coming up, and then I work with them privately or in smaller groups So it is about supporting yourself because, for example, those types of clearance help you release things from your nervous system completely, and it just it's a continuous work. So I'm bringing this up because you start to feel more confident. Why is it that I'm bringing up a difference between the mind and the body and all these things? Sometimes that consistent stress as women that we take on from growing up, being told that we're wrong, that we're not good enough, or that we have to compete, that's stress energy, right? So what happens is that then your mind is in a survival energy. I have to keep you safe. Your body's, I'm holding on to a specific emotion. I have to keep you safe. So that lack of trust is reflecting on the inside, and they're not communicating and feeling safe to release the energy simultaneously in your system. The more we start to release like the negativity, the blocks, the stuck energy, it's a little bit new for you, but then you start feeling like, wait a minute, I can start trusting myself. And then we start adding in new positive beliefs. And then your whole body as an ecosystem and your energy and even your soul starts to communicate. And then when you say that you are releasing something, your soul, your body, your mind, they all listen to you because they're starting to see you more as a sovereign being. But when you're not trusting and you're depending on the external to determine whether you can do something or not, I also get whether you also get a high from the independent woman energy and about keeping it at a distance, and you get all that high from that, then you're not going to fully want to let it go. Everybody, every person is a little bit different in how communication happens between the systems. But I promise you this, if your energy is, okay, I want to stop. I am not saying this to take away hope from you. I really feel like I want you to get this. I'm saying all of this to give you hope. And if there's a part of you that sees what I'm saying now as a form of you losing hope, it just means that somewhere in your energy, you are believing more in your lack of possibilities and in the lack of hope than in the opposite. But it doesn't mean that you do not have the opportunities. You have them. You actually need to release those heavy weight emotions that are bringing you down and that are making you connect with the lack of hope. Okay? If you're feeling it, you can observe it and say, wait a minute, no, I am not those feelings, because I can actually listen to them. I can see them, therefore I can choose something different. And this is where you need to choose change. Okay? When you are in your feminine energy, you are comfortable with change. With change, actually, I was gonna say but then shame makes you shut down from it. You have to support yourself. You have to show up. All that I share with you is to give you hope. If I am explaining things to you in a specific way, it's for you to see how you have opportunities. I didn't see that before. I